So normally I would put in the intro, but for some reason my computer's not doing that. By the way, if you guys are thinking of getting an Apple computer because they're like supposed to be the best, this is the quality of a 2019 MacBook Air and it sucks. My mom bought like a I think it was like a Windows computer and the quality is way better. So keep that in mind if you guys are buying an Apple computer. But anyway, today's video is going to be about how I used to get ready for externship. Now I ended externship a couple months ago, so this is what I used to do every morning. So this is what I'm going to take. I'm going to take my charger for the power bank or portable chargers for my iPhone because I have the iPhone 7 and recently it's been losing a lot of battery, so that's what I'm gonna take. And then this is my outfit for tomorrow that I'm gonna wear underneath my scrubs because I remember one time my teacher said that she bent down and she ripped her scrubs and her underwear were showing, and I was like, that is not gonna be me. So under here I just have like a basic shirt that I'm just gonna like wear with different like fabric types underneath my pants. This is my stethoscope, which is to measure the blood pressure, my wallet, my deodorant, some cologne. By the way, this is a really good one if you guys would like to buy it. It's by Coach and it's oil based, which means it won't evaporate. So that's what. And these are my scrubs. Now they did tell me that I can buy scrubs and I have to wear the ones from school, but I have not bought in some because when you buy them online, these are unisex, so that's why they look like squared like that. But sometimes when you buy them, especially for men, they come like really tall, and I don't have the time to be sewing them and doing all that stuff. And they say I have my school ID because it's mandatory, a mask and a pen. And that's pretty much it. So this is something that I actually thought about, and I know a lot of people are gonna be like, oh, I've thought about that. I've never seen it on TikTok, and I'm not claiming that this is my idea, but this is what I like to do in the morning. So I make a smoothie before I go to work or school, and what I do is I peel a banana, I put it in the cup, I put some other fruits like strawberries and some blueberries. Now these are frozen. And what I do is I either put plastic wrap or aluminum foil. I put it back in the fridge and then in the freezer, so it can be frozen. And then tomorrow in the morning I take it out. I add some milk to right about here. I put the lid back on and I blend it up, and that way I don't have to be waking up 10 minutes to make my smoothie, and it saves so much time. So that's what I do. And then for lunch, since tomorrow's the first day, I'm gonna do some research to see what's around that area. Guys, this street is called Young Blood PI. Okay, so at this location, all I did, it was a pain and spine institution, and all I used to do was basically triage the patients. I would ask them to take their blood pressure and ask them on their pain level from 1 to 10 how bad is the pain, and that was pretty much it. And I used to do that Monday and Wednesday because they were open for clinic hours, and I did that for 1 month. It was probably less than a month. I did it for October. I probably went like 8 times, and the reason I didn't continue is because I knew I wasn't gonna get hired, and also because I was just doing vital, so it wasn't as like hands-on as you expect. So that's why I decided to end it there. Now I did go to another location called Proactive, which is a workers comp, and it's kind of like an urgent care, but it's not. Now they do have like a trauma like room, but for the most part we didn't really get those unless it was like, oh, someone got something in their eye, would put them in the trauma room. Now I did at that location at the Proactive, I did 140 hours, and that's pretty much all I've done as for my externship. Now after I did finish my externship, I took my exam through the NHA. It was $160. I paid for the practice exam, and I failed by 1 point, which is not bad because most people fail by like a lot of points, but it was 180 questions, only 150 are graded, and you have to get a 77% to pass. And yeah, I didn't pass by 1 point, which sucks, but I am gonna take it again because, you know, obviously I've been studying harder ever since I failed, and hopefully I pass. Those clinics, they give you an hour for lunch. You don't get any breaks because usually you're in a nurse's station. That's what they're kind of called. And sometimes, depending on what clinic, you can just be on your phone, or sometimes, you know, you won't have patients. I remember from like 2 to like 4, we would just the clinic would just be silent. And some tips or some advice is, number one, be knowledgeable in what you're doing and know the names of the instruments, the positions, all of that. Number two, ask questions no matter what. If you think you need a little bit more help on, you know, the soap method or whatever it, just ask questions. And the third tip is, keep your personal and your work life separate. When you get into that car, you know, you're off work mode. When you go into your job, don't talk about your personal life unless, you know, a patient's like, oh, like, do you, you know, unless they ask you. It's very difficult when you go to a job, any job, honestly, and you see people talking about their jobs, about the personal life, sorry, and you know, they're like, oh, well, this happened yesterday and this and that, and sometimes, you know, drama is, you know, interesting, but for, honestly, just try to be professional and just do your best. And the very last thing is, it's okay if you don't get hired, as long as you did your best and you knew you helped someone and you knew you could be the best self that you could have. That's good. That's good enough.